Hi guys, Stormy Jones here. I'm coming to you live from my closet because this is the only place in my house that I have a little bit of privacy and slightly silent. Today I want to kind of discuss women in the military as far as past, present, and future. Are you aware of the first woman who joined our United States military? Would you be interested in knowing the difference between men and women equality at this time? We're going to kind of go over pay, rank, pension to see how much we've evolved. So we're going to start with the past, where it all began. To this first slide right over here, this young lady. So this is Loretta Wash. Okay, in March of 1919, she was actually the first woman to enlist in the United States Navy. This was during World War I. Okay, she enlisted as petty officer. She was the first woman that was a non-nurse. So at this time when women were enlisting, they were enlisting as nurses. She was actually a radio electrician. During this time, even though she did the same job, she was not treated fair as men were. So she would not receive the same pay, the same rank, the same pension, even though that she was doing the same job. At the end of World War I, the world had came to an end, and so did Loretta's career. She was actually released from the Navy during this time from active duty. My next slide is going to go to present. That's between like 10 to 15 years from now. I want to introduce this lady right here. This is Jeanine Levette. She was actually a pilot that flew a plane in our Afghanistan war. I wanted to go in depth with that, but I'm not, because it takes a lot of skill and knowledge to become a pilot, which I feel like unfortunately a lot of people lack. So what I want to kind of talk to you about is Maureen Ferran. Now, she was the first woman to be a commander of a combat vessel. So prior to her, women were not allowed on ships, submarines, or any type of combat vessels, period. That all changed in 1993. President Bill Clinton, he actually repealed a prohibition against women on combat vessels. So in 1998, Maureen Ferran became the commander of the USS Mount Vernon. Now, they were stationed on the West Coast. On that ship, there was roughly about 340 enlisted soldiers and 18 officers. They did deploy out of the West Coast through the Indian Ocean. The USS Mount Vernon actually decommissioned in July of 2003. So, I also want to kind of go over what's future is for the women in the military. There has been a lot of changes. There has been a lot of progress. We do receive the same pay, pension, post 9/11 bill, all those fun things. But let's kind of go over like special forces, because that is something that women still have not maybe reached completely. About 1% of military, that's including men and women, are able to complete any type of special force training. What is that? So we have SEALs training, Green Beret training. There are many more, but those are the two that I'm very familiar with and comfortable about talking with. So SEALs training is a 24-week training challenge that challenges everything: your mental, your physical stamina, your leadership. Roughly a year, about 180 women are selected to attempt those training. So far, there's only been about 3 or 4 that have took on that challenge. One lady, her name is Gray Opsky. This was in December 2019. She actually finished SEALs training, which would not have been possible without the ladies prior to her, their sacrifices. So as far as my conclusion, about 15% of women are in the military. So out of all the people in the military, there's about 15% of women. While all of these ladies and their milestones have opened doors and helped with gender equality, such as pay and benefits, and women have proven over time that we're able to do the job and capable of doing the job and deserve equal rights, which would not have been made possible without all of these other women's sacrifices. So you tell me, are you able to become a woman in the uniform for past, present, and future of our generation of ladies?